now what we got here, we are disciplined here economically. We have to make a living here on this land, but we can do that without doing harm to the ecosystem. Well, that's our first. We have a good plan, a mission, and the first thing in our mission statement, we're going to draw some sustenance from this land, but we're not going to do any harm at all to the values. That's our creed right there in a sense. So that's what we're trying to do, and I think it shows. I'm pretty happy with it, and so that's the way we worked it out. And our management of the land here, our management plan is it's the bottom line in working with Vital Ground. I see it as a teamwork. The Vital Ground Foundation owns a part of it, and certain things that we sold or donated, and then we start with that. And so what Vital Ground controls now is the stuff that we wouldn't do. We didn't want it done. We wouldn't split it up, subdivisions, so on. We just wouldn't do that. We see so much of that going around. The whole country's kind of splitting up into little pieces, and we don't want that to happen in the Swan. Yeah, and I'm not saying that there are places where we can do that in the Swan without damage. You know, we need a place for small tracks here and there, but generally speaking, we like to hang on to our the naturalness of the valley, or the ecological integrity of the valley is probably a better word. That's what we're basically trying to do when you look at the whole place. So we got a sawmill. That's where we get most of our income, is we cut and sell, and we log on our place. But as you can see, we've logged here, and there's probably 10 times, maybe even more than that, the volume of mass on this place that there was when we came here. So we like that. You know, we're coming out okay on that. Or made our bargain sale with Vital Ground, and then we right at the time we were doing that, we were involved in a ecosystem management plan for the place, not just the place, but for the whole valley. So what we did, we made what's called a landscape assessment of the whole upper Swan Valley, and what that does, that's a tremendous document. It makes it possible for us to stand right on our place here, and when we decide to do something, of course we got to think about calling Ryan. You know, we're all in this together. Yeah. So we got to get. But we also can see how we affect the rest of the world around us. That's the landscape assessment. It has all that connectivity built in, which we didn't have before. So then, under that broad umbrella, we made a conservation plan, or ecosystem management plan for this particular 80. And we were just doing that when we started working together. So we built that plan into the conservation easement. And so it's not deeded into the conservation. The conservation easement, of course, is deeded. Just like we sold fee title land. So that's all deeded nice and tight. But the important thing here is we have a sustainable, long-range, holistic sort of a plan that we work for, because that guides us where we're going, and it's adaptable, so that as things change, why we can thoughtfully amend it too, and that way it makes it real easy to work with Vital Ground, because all our leaders, Gary and Ryan and others, why they have the plan too. We got the same plan, so we can step out instead of going, say, a project at a time. We can go on I'll say a 5-year plan or something. I'll also tell you a little about what's happening right now to us. What's happening to me, my passion is to do what we're doing, what we're talking about here. I feel done that all my life, and I don't. My son Bill says, well, I just took on another piece of land over here. He says, Pop, I think you're getting in over your head. Well,
you said that?
He's got it figured out right, but I've been over my head all my life. I like it. You know, it's kind of like it when you don't. It's exciting when you don't quite understand. You know, you don't quite. God, I wish I knew just a little more, so we could do a little better. That keeps me going right there. Yep. So what I've done here now, we've traded some land that we have in the Blackfoot. We've had that a long time over there, and we traded it for a block of land in the Bitterroots. And the story, quickly I'll tell you there, I wanted to trade the land, my neighbor wanted to have it, and we put a conservation easement on that 10 years ago. That was one advantage I had over Ryan. You know, I'd already made one. But anyhow, we had done that over there, and my neighbor wanted the land. He's trying to put an old ranch back together over there that was partly subdivided. Although our land never was, it was an individual homestead. But I got into this trade, and I was going to trade for some land right next to it, some Plum Creek land. But what I found out right away was that Plum Creek was fine to work with. I didn't have any trouble there. I know most of the people, and they were fine to work with. But the land prices are so high here, or were so high. I'm not which way they're going now, but we got a lot of deals that I'm sure you know. It looks good to me, the direction we're trying to go. But anyway, I couldn't trade for the prices of land over there were much lower than here. So I just didn't have enough money. All I could get from Plum Creek for that over there, I had 167 acres over there. And I'd only get 60 acres here. So I just thought, geez, that's the wrong way to go. And so I went over then and spent quite a bit of time in my old home range where I grew up over in the Bitterroots. I thought, why not? Go home. And if I can't afford it here, maybe we can afford it over there. And that's what we did. We traded the Blackfoot land for 210 acres over here in the Bitterroot, and that's where that's why I'm not here. Really, I made about all I know how to make here, and I think things are going to go okay here. That's my cut, and I'm not walking away from this here. I'll help wherever I can, but I don't want to have all my energy used here, because now I got something over there that I got to try to work out. And maybe we can start something over there, too. We're over in that country near where they killed a grizzly in the Kelly Creek area. So we'll be buried in that. You won't see us every time you come in, or won't see me every time. And we got the kids here, though. Vicky and Bill, they've got a good plan, and you'll be working with them probably more than you will with me in the future, certainly longer. We're pretty sure of that, aren't we? So that's about where I'm at now, and I invite you to come over there. Any of you, we'll give you a show over there if you ever feel like going over and looking at that over there.
If you can find it.
Yeah.